Hello, my name is Zara, and you're listening to KBPS 1450. And today we have a few very special guests with us, the Crane Wives. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name's Emily. I am a singer and a guitar player in the band The Green Lives.
My name is Kate. I'm also a singer and guitar player, and we both write songs as well.
My name's Dan, the bassist and manager.
That's Dan, and he's a drummer and vocalist.
Um, I just want to say thank you so much for coming. It means so much to us. We're big fans here at KBPS, and it's amazing to get the chance to talk with all of you. Let's jump into these questions. I know you guys are going to tour in Portland very soon, up in June, I believe. Are there any specific things about here that drew you to tour here?
I want to say, like when we're touring, we don't get to experience a lot of the country, which is kind of one of the cons of touring. Like we get to kind of get glimpses of everything out the van window, and then a couple hours in each city. But we really wanted to stack the tour this time to be in Portland for 2 days so that we could have a little bit of the Pacific Northwest because it's such a beautiful area and the culture is lovely and progressive. And the music scene in Portland has always been really inspiring to us. So we're excited to be able to play there for 2 nights in a row.
That's great.
And y'all have some really good food.
We do. We have a lot of good food.
You know.
Are there any other places you're looking forward to touring in?
This is our first time being able to stop and play in Arizona. For whatever reason, we've really struggled to, get booked in Arizona, but this is going to be one of the first times this summer, getting to stop and see it. And we're from Michigan, so we're not like very accustomed to the desert, but that's kind of what makes it like exciting and exotic. So I'm pumped to be there.
That's amazing. Thank you. And do you guys have any fun stories from when you've been on tour or any places you visited in the past?
We've been touring for what is it, 15 years now? We started when we were in college, and we started by performing in Grand Rapids, where we're from, and then kind of making these small circles outward to try to create a sustainable career for ourselves. And I think after the pandemic is when our like internet audience started to find us, so that really opened up some doors for us. And we've had like a ton of really fun times on the road. We've seen almost every um, continental US state there is to see. We haven't been to North Dakota yet, South Dakota, Montana, but we're getting to some of these places this year. Um, we do have fun tour stories, but for me, this question's like when the math teacher asks you a really hard question and your mind just goes blank. So
I have a story. In April, a couple years ago, we hit the road for one of the first times after coming out of hiatus. Over the pandemic, we took quite a bit of a hiatus just to kind of, you know. um, and so it was really exciting to be back on the road. And we were traveling down the East Coast, and I get a knock on my door at 7 a.m. and it's Zito, and he is letting me know that our trailer is gone. That we had been robbed in the night and someone had stolen all of our merch. Which is
This
something
isn't a good story. This is a sad story.
it worked out.
It did, yeah. It
Not
is
to
a good
spoil
story.
the
It's a good
ending.
story.
But it it was kind of like a kick in the gut because this is a lot of like investment on our end, and it's something that really only has value to us. Like it's a bunch of t-shirts. Like what is someone gonna do with 1,000 t-shirts that all say the Crane Wives? So we call the police. We start tracking the iPad, which we use for credit card sales, and we find the trailer in this on like Find My Phone. We find it in this church parking lot, and so we do a couple of drive-bys with the van but can't see it. And so we decided, like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We have all of our gear, we can continue the tour. We just won't sell merch, and that'll be a huge bummer and, like a huge loss, but we can finish the tour. So we drive to the next location. And when we're there, we get this call after playing after playing this gig without any merch, which was kind of a bummer. We get a call from the police saying that they had found a trailer by the side of the highway. And it matched the description of the one that we had lost. So they weren't going to open it. They wouldn't tell us what was inside. So we had no idea if there was stuff in it, if it was ruined, what condition any of the merch was in. So and also we couldn't figure out, because now we're in Atlanta. We had we had been robbed in South Carolina. So we were in a whole different state, and we had to figure out how to get the trailer to us. So we ended up reaching out to somebody that we had met at the venue that we played in South Carolina, Louis, and he was willing to drive the trailer, thank goodness, all the way to Atlanta, and drop it off for us. And all of our merch was there. They hadn't taken anything, they hadn't ruined anything. So yeah, it was a lot of stress, but it all worked out in the end. Happy ending. And yeah, lesson learned. Don't leave your stuff unattended in a hotel parking lot.
Great. At least you got the merch back.
We did get the merch back. That was huge. I have a quick one. We used to play kind of smaller community events that, people would have us out. There'd be a potluck, that kind of thing. And one of those happened in Iowa at a place called the Stars Nature Museum, Stars Nature, something like that. Awesome place, great people. It was kind of a, fun show, not really like a money maker or like a lot of people there, but we had a great time. And they treated us really well. And they had all these taxidermied animals everywhere, and we went around and were inspired by them, and we're enjoying all the the animals. And the what do you call him, the talent buyer, the guy that had us out there for the day, he was like, you want to see some bad ones? We're like, yeah, we do. Like little smushed up faces and poorly done taxidermy. And he showed us around the back room. He's like, you can take one of these home. And he sent us home with this guy we call Master Splinter. Started
Is he your guys' mascot now?
He's our mascot. You'll see him on our social posts every now and then. Whenever I do one for merch, I try to include him.
The squirrel wives.
The squirrel wives, that's right.
Great. Thank you so much. Do you guys have a favorite song of yours to play or a favorite song of yours to listen to?
It's tough. That's a tough question. It's like asking which of your children is your favorite. I I really like playing Queen of Nothing on the road. I feel like when we get to play it live, there's a lot of good energy, and it also I know Kate wrote that song about how hard touring can be, and so every time we get to play it and make it fun, and feel joy in it, it feels like reclaiming that time on the road a little bit.
I love Queen of
I
Nothing
was
too.
I was writing set lists last night, and so I was listening to a few things. And for me, some of my favorite stuff to listen to is just Beyond, Beyond, Beyond in general, because we did so much like sonic exploration. Like I was listening to Arcturus Beaming last night, and I remembered that there's like a keyboard part in there that's from this like 1997 Yamaha keyboard. It was like $150 in 1997, and it's on there with like a Ben put some kind of tremolo on it in Pro Tools, and there are so many layers on that album, so it's really fun because each layer is like a memory for me. So that was fun.
I always like playing Nobody live. That's a fun one.
That's because he gets to boot scoot.
I get the boot scoot on that one.
Great.
I think that it's like Emilee said, it's like picking a favorite child, but it's really fun to revamp older songs that were on the first and second albums that were more acoustic, because when we tour, we are playing electric guitars now. And Steady Steady is always a really fun one because it goes from being like a slow song to like a really fast-paced song, and it alternates. And like there's a little bit of choreography happening between us during that song, and it's really fun to have that different sort of energy than what the fans get to hear on the album.
Nice. Thank you so much. And your songs are really great at storytelling. If you could make a soundtrack for a movie, what would that movie be?
Directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, or maybe like stop motion, animation, something.
Is it too on the nose to be like a stop motion movie of the Crane Wife? I think that could be sick.
Great. And you've also been like shifting and experimenting, and like your recent album had more of like a rock inspired sound than previously. What inspired that shift?
I think that as artists, your tastes are always evolving, and especially when you're in a band, it's sort of this like relationship that evolves with each other, and there are different conditions that affect what you're listening to, what you're enjoying, what you're writing. And we've always been a performing band first. Like Emilee and I are very songwriting focused, but as a band, we always had to kind of play it, 90 shows a year and sort of grind it out. And we really loved the live energy, high energy songs. And so over time, there became this progression of, you know, electric guitars cut through the crowd noise a lot better than acoustic guitars. So we kind of switched to those. And then when we started playing electric, our guitar parts had to be a little bit more inventive. And then suddenly the bass and the drums are getting a little bit more boisterous. And on top of that, I think, we all just enjoy rock music and always have. And there's a sort of zeitgeist moment of things shifting from folk to rock. And I think those sort of waves happen culturally. And then, it'll return to folk at some time. But we like upbeat music. We love our electric guitars. We like getting to show off our guitar voices similarly to our singing voices. And so there was just a natural progression to more electric music. But I'd love to hear what Emilee has to say about it.
No, you nailed it. Mostly just that, the longer that I think you play music, the more that you grow and change and your tastes change. And I think a big part of the Crane Wives evolution was moving out of the performance space and into the studio space and getting to play with the different types of sounds that you can make in a studio that you can't necessarily replicate when you're performing. So that, like Dan mentioned, we did a lot of like sonic experimenting with Beyond, Beyond, Beyond. And I think through that, it kind of created this more rock sound, maybe not intentionally, but just in the way that the playing turned out. So yeah, a lot of fun experimenting and taking risks where normally it's really difficult to do that, when you're performing in front of an audience.
Great. Thank you so much. Are there any artists that you're very inspired by or take a lot of inspiration from in your music?
I have been obsessed with the new Mitski album. It's so good. It's so good. She's a genius and I love her. So yeah, the answer is yeah. Anyone else listening to anything right now?
I'm really into Wet Leg right now. And what is that album? Let's see, my mind just goes blank. But I love Haley Hendrix, Lucy Dacus. Dan, what is that album we've been listening to? The Art of Loving. Olivia Dean.
Oh, Olivia Dean, yeah.
You guys on the Olivia Dean train?
Yes.
No one? Oh, she's so good. Okay.
Love her. Great. Thank you. And do you guys have any plans for your next album?
It's kind of crazy with music industry life how you have to plan things so far in advance. And we don't have anything to share, but we've been scheming together and we've been plotting out kind of the distant future. So it's really wild, to have these 3 tours that are announced. It took a long time to get those all the wheels in motion for those. And I've been reflecting a lot on how wild it is that the way we show up at venues to create these ephemeral moments like on the day that exist just for that one moment so that we can all share it together. But we're doing the work behind the scenes like at least 9 months in advance to do each of those things. It's a pretty wild way to live, but we are scheming about the future, and that's all we can say.
That's not all we can say. I mean, Dan, you could say something you shared with me.
Oh, I could say something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a solo album that's coming out. It's kind of the rollout is happening now. I've got a new song that's coming out on Thursday, another new song the following Thursday, and the rollout's going to be happening until the whole thing releases on May 29th. So you can follow the rollout on my Instagram if you want to.
Yeah,
Great.
Dan's just been dropping little hints the past week or two, so that's coming. That's gonna be sweet. I got the link on my browser right here. Been listening to that, Dan. It sounds really good, man.
Thank
Um,
you.
and then Emilee's got stuff
I
in the works too.
got
Like all coming.
Yeah.
We're working is all I'm saying.
It's hard. It feels like to do this job, you actually have to be doing like 6 jobs all the time. Um, even when we're home, like a lot of what we do is, answering emails and promoting shows that haven't happened yet. And so writing music, it just feels like there's no time to do anything. So we are working on it. My solo record's going to come out in the fall, Dance coming out in June. And then we're hoping to spend the next couple, months after tour, hopefully writing. So, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's been amazing to be able to interview you. This has been Zara on KBPS interviewing the Crane Wives. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much.